What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing? Yeah. I don't know what is going on with this throat of mine, man. Check this out, man. I'm in my office. Shout out to everybody who watched the channel and everything. Shout out to all the Jaguar supporters. And shout out to everybody who feel the same way I do about big homie CeE, man. That dude, I'm gonna tell y'all, okay, let's go with Jaguar first. This is what I like about Jaguar. She is not afraid to speak her truth. She is not afraid to go after somebody. She is not afraid to say exactly what's on her heart. She wears her opinion and her feelings on her shoulder. She also stand up what she strongly believe, and she strongly believe in positivity. If she sees wrong, I'm trying to go on this side. wrong should be where my mic at. But if she sees wrong, she attacks it. She attacks it. I like that. If I see wrong, I attack it. I look right. You are doing wrong. Don't sugarcoat this mess, man. Don't sugarcoat it. And that's how I am, and that's how Jaguar is. Now, as a female doing this, some of y'all brothers need to step up. Some of y'all brothers need to step up and learn from her for real, because I have seen plenty of, this person lying, and you sitting there listening to this, man, man, I know it. He lying all the time. Why ain't pull his card? Anyway, they both from the streets. So they coming from a street point of view. They have experience in the street. You cannot learn the street from watching YouTube video. You cannot learn the street from scrolling through Instagram. Real streets didn't have no daggone video and internet type stuff. The closest thing to the streets was Black Planet. MySpace is the closest thing to the streets. Not this stuff they got out now, baby. But the younger generation think they doing something. So there was one of, he's educated. He has a degree. He understands the facts. Big homie CeE. He get the facts in different things. He can agree to disagree with people. Yeah. He can agree to disagree. I'm in my office. I'm still tweaking and trying to get things. I just turned the mic up. I don't know if the adjusting. I'm hoping it's gonna be better. But anyway, Jaguar Wright and big homie CeE exposing the truth behind Tupac, Diddy, and Hollywood. Give him a thumbs up. The thing that tripped me out was, oh man, Jaguar saw right through Courtney. I was like, Dad, give him a chance. And a lot of people in the comments and everything was saying that she's not giving him a chance to talk. And one side of me is like, well, she ain't giving him a chance because she know he a phony. So if you a straight up phony, it's hard to give a phony fake person a chance. It's hard to do that. You are fake and you phony and you full of bull. Because if you was a real person, if you was real with yourself, for real, you can't talk. You lack communication skills. So you wouldn't even come on. No, I would have said, here's the tapes. I'm making a book out of it. Take it or leave it. You got a lawyer. You coming on all these podcasts. You going after Gene. And you can barely talk. And all the stuff you said about Gene is, if it's the truth, it was irrelevant. That's what kills me. That's what it's some phony people out here, man. And I can barely communicate and talk my daggone self, man. I wish I can do better. I wish I can talk like a Jaguar. I wish I can talk like a big homie CeE. So I put them two together and I say, that's a formula. That's a formula right there. they man, and it's a couple of more out there. Roger Bonds, and Ron. You know, I mean, you gotta filter through whoever's talking. You gotta do some filtering. You know, so Tommy, what's up, man? Hey, y'all hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. Let's check this bad boy out. Here we go, y'all.
Mine have worked for a long time, but you're absolutely incredible. And I think the takeaway for me is that we got to stop saying things like people are crazy, because all of the people that for the last decade we've been saying are crazy, we're all starting to go, holy crap, man. They knew what was happening, right? Remember Jonathan Odie? He was crazy too, right? And turns out he's a sex slave, right? Turns out all that was really happening. So I hope everybody's paying attention.
I hope everybody's paying attention to Uncle Ron turning himself over to the authorities for protection after he was beating after coming out against the Carters. And now all of a sudden he's died of what I'm now calling limonia.
Limonia.
Anytime a liar can't find a way to get rid of the truth, they give him pneumonia. That's what I'm calling it, limonia.
You getting asked, Jaguar, any update on the Tupac murder or any thoughts on that?
Yeah. The trial's going to get pushed back again, and they're going to try to make another attempt on KPD's life. They greenlit him 4 months ago. They greenlit him and his family. Now, to greenlight a man like that with this kind of case, they can't even get a lawyer. I'm sorry, I said a liar. A lawyer to take his case. You know, I was there this time last year for the early arraignments because I have a press pass for the trial. I'm still waiting. That's why I moved to Vegas in the first place. I'm a Black Panther, and I'm going to be there in that courtroom. I am going to journalize every moment of what happened to the future of the Black Panther Party almost 30 years ago, because Tupac was the future of the Black Panther Party. And with hip hop and the Panthers behind him, I have no doubt our first African American president on record would have been Tupac Shakur, not Barack Obama.
Big homie, you guys are being asked for your thoughts on the Tupac murder.
Okay.
Tupac was a victim of gang violence. Just that simple. Like, you know, the same thing when Nipsey Hussle died, you know, spookism activists come out saying military and all of this type of stuff. He died being a gangbanger. Same thing happened to Nipsey. Combs have something to do with his death. Keefe D said the agreement was $1 million to him. One of Combs' trademarks is getting people to perform a service without paying them. So, black and white situation. Tupac was shot several times.
Yes, several times. I want to say something really cool. What if both of us are right?
I knew she was going to say something.
Say it again.
I said, you have one perspective, I have another. What if both of us?
And that's the thing. That's the beauty about new media. You see what I'm saying? Like, multiple people can be correct. There's always layers to every situation.
You hear that, right?
You look at someone like Tupac, this guy went to Juilliard. The guy went to Juilliard and still wanted to operate in the street in dark elements, and he paid the price. Simple.
You're getting asked about hip hop being used to feed the private prisons.
True.
It's not a coincidence that certain prisons are owned by the same companies that own major record labels.
Wow.
It's not a coincidence.
It's not a coincidence that the jails are owned by the same record labels, the major record labels. Everybody's in bed with each other. See, the younger generation don't understand this. When the streets, you know, the music would talk about the streets, but they would do it in a artistical way. Am I making up a word? Stevie Wonder, living just enough for the city, and a quick sing, run this across the street, run this across the street. Now, oh man, then the dude is locked up just for helping a guy run something across the street. He just got to New York. You know, that's street life. These are street stories. But they just stories. It's like a movie. You know, when you running around shooting people and they running all through the office or whatever, shooting and drive-bys and scared, that's movies, that's acting. But these kids fail to realize or separate stories and just street stories from the real thing. So they want to make these stories seem so real, to the point that somebody goes out and do them. And next thing you know, the realness comes in when you're in that courtroom, dropping to your knees crying, and you are doing time, real time. The realness comes in when you fighting for your life inside that jail, because the guards, they just want to hurry up and do their time and go back home, get that money and go back home. They don't care about you. They just want to do their time, just like you doing time, but you living there. See what I'm saying? They don't want to do no paperwork. He say, she say, and they don't want to ruffle too many feathers. That's the American way. That's how people are. Look, dog, we already know who running the jail. And what make it so bad is I work with people in this jail that will take what they do for this person that's running the jail outside of their job, and they might come to my house. Nah, dog, I ain't having that, because I'm really a punk. I'm really a sucker. For real. So I just ride along and get along. So that way I don't get in no trouble with if I got kids, man. Not me, I don't have no kids. But I'm just saying, these are, you don't know what people are thinking. So kids, stop doing what you're doing out in the streets, man. It ain't real. You know, why would you want to do violence and negative stuff? Carrying guns, you know, you know you ain't never shot nobody in your life.
Just how CIA had ties to the crack epidemic, they can have ties to
You're being tricked,
gangster
man.
rap. Same thing, you feel me? Just you know, I'm certain topics I got to be kind of vague on due to contractual obligations I have, because you know, me speaking out like this, you know, definitely gonna add a level of danger to my life. And you know, me working in this field and coming forward, a lot of other people like me are giving me information on some of my sources. And you feel me? I always fact check and cross-reference things before I speak about it if I wasn't there to verbally or visually confirm it myself. So, you know, like, I'm not here to debate facts, you know, or call anybody a liar or any type of thing like that. You know, Jaguar's point of view is on a more of a spiritual level than mine is. So it's good for me to hear these perspectives because I'm learning things as well. You know, I operate in a world where, you know, I've seen the darkest parts of humanity. You know, I heard a guy say one day, he said, Lambo, you provide a great service. It was as tight as the palm of my hand, and it had no hair on it. Then the same person offers to buy me a drink, and then he says, you know what? If you weren't black, I'll almost give you a hug. So...
Wait, if you weren't black, I will almost give you a hug. I will almost give you a hug.
Then the same person offers to buy me a drink, and then he says, you know what? If you weren't black, I'll almost give you a hug.
What?
So,
wow.
If you understand what I just said right there, that's pure evil.
Wow, it is.
At the most firmest level. Because, a child is the purest form of innocence, and women are the only species on the planet that can carry life. So if you listen to all of the propaganda from a child to you getting older, you'll actually believe that women are weaker than men. You'll believe that, which is insanity to me, due to the fact that the highest paid bodyguard in the world is a woman. She speaks 8 languages, used to be an Israeli sniper, dangerous woman. And, you know, in America, it used to be legal to beat your wife. The marrying age was 12. Women couldn't vote till the 60s. Women couldn't drive in the Arab Emirates until 2016? You know, I don't really have a lot of feelings. I don't really have a lot of emotions.
But so I gotta tag on to that. There's more to that.
Jaguar gonna be heard. But I gotta give it to her. At least see, when Courtney was talking, everybody kept saying she not giving him time to talk because he ain't saying nothing. She gave Big Homie CeEE plenty of time to talk. She cut him off, but she gave him more time to talk because he's saying something right now. Let's see what Jaguar got to say, because she started talking. I'm assuming either she had her mic muted or they muted her mic. Somebody had the mic muted.
Drive in the Arab Emirates until 2016?
See, she's talking.
You know, I don't really have a lot of feelings.
She muted herself.
But so I gotta tag on to that. There's more to that. Big homie. Even up until the mid to late 80s, women were still having to get permission from their husbands to accept executive positions because they wanted to make sure it didn't, interfere with the home, and still took those same jobs that men got for a third less pay.
Right, and just to expound on that some more, every religious book was written by men. You feel me? And men have been documented liars and oppressors. So, I've read 7 different Bibles. I've read the Torah. I've read the Quran. I've studied Buddhism. I was a theology major in my first year of college. So, I put in my 10,000 hours on.
See, don't just study one religion. He studied a couple of religions. Don't just get one perspective of anything. Get other perspectives of whatever. When you start trying to educate yourself, or when you start diving into something, you have to dive deeper than the average person. That's how you become a Michael Jordan of the sport. That's how you become a Kobe, by studying so deep, practicing. Become a master bass guitar player. Become a master. How do you become a master? By studying rap music only? I'm going to play the bass line of rap music? No, I'm going to play the bass line of any type of music. In fact, the more complicated the music is, the more I want to study it. That's how you do it. That's what I like about Big Homie CeEE.
Researching and studied Buddhism. I was a theology.
Look.
And men have been documented liars and oppressors. So, I've read 7 different Bibles. I've read the Torah. I've read the Quran. I've studied Buddhism. I was a theology major in my first year of college.
Theologist major.
I put in my 10,000 hours on researching and making myself as dangerous as possible to be able to operate in this field. And I really feel like the bigger story is the fact that, it's not just celebrities purveying in these activities. More awareness needs to be spread, for sure. Because
they are on.
And I'm glad I'm here with Jaguar, because I don't really get into too much spiritual stuff, because I feel like that could slow me down.
I got you. You be you. I got the spiritual side. You be you.
The dynamic duo.
What I will say is this: my father was a Marine and a sniper.
And that means what?
That's how I was raised. Me and you will be just fine. We speak the same language.
Absolutely.
One of the viewers wants to thank you, homie. She says, you walked me to my car one night when I was working at Vertigo in Manhattan. Thank you for being such a kind dude.
Oh, my friend.
That's upstate New York.
So, I'm getting a lot of messages like that. Like, a lot of messages like that. I was raised by strong ladies. I'm like the last, me and my brother, like the last men in my family. Like, most of my uncles are either dead or doing life in prison. I'm responsible for all their kids. The moment I was big enough, no ladies in my family ever got mistreated or abused. I feel like that's what really set me on this path, like watching certain things take place. And, only thing men respect is danger. So if they know that a certain lady is accounted for, they may change their actions, because things do go bump in the night. And I've been a person who people will call when the boogeyman has to get confronted.
Wow. Yeah.
So we are joined by Lionel, who
I'm the person you have to call when the boogeyman has to be confronted. Don't get Mike Cross involved, because I'm going to assess the problem and I'm going to separate right from wrong. I've been working in the backyard, too much dust. And when I come to a conclusion, it's almost like I play a 3-strike you out game. You done lied, you was wrong. You done lied, you was wrong. You lied, you was wrong. 3 strikes you out. You have proven to me and everybody else that's been watching that you deserve what I'm about to give you. And it's not like I'm not big bad or whatever the case may be. I'm too street smart and too educated to not burn you if you need to be burned. And I'm not like a Jaguar. I'm like both of them. I'm going to let you talk or whatever the case may be, but there comes a time when the talking is over with and it's time to take care of the boogeyman. That's what he's saying. And so now they call me to get rid of this whole problem. How about that?
He was a former prosecutor, and he's been covering the Diddy case on his channel. How's it going, Lionel?
Excellent, sir. How is it going with you?
It's going really good. We've got Jaguar and Big Homie on, who have a lot of first-hand experience and knowledge of the monsters lurking in certain scenes, and they are at the forefront of exposing these creeps and protecting the kids and protecting women. So we salute them for the bravery and for speaking out when so many people are remaining silent.
And also, so many people are just afraid. As you know, for the most part, a lot of people in this neck of the woods in entertainment say, I'm not going to ruin my career. This has been going on for a long time. Why should I make a big deal now? Don't make waves. That's just the way it is. And what this is, Sean, I'm from Florida originally, or as I call it, Florida. And we used to have these things called fire ants. It would be this kind of a mound of dirt. Didn't look like much, but if you stepped on it and you waited, all of a sudden, out of nowhere came thousands and thousands of these ants. That's what this is. You have stepped on an anthill, and they're going crazy. These people, for the longest time, where does this end? And let me say something to you, my friend. Courage to you, courage to the voices, because let me ask you something. Where do you think this is going to be found out about? The police? Do you think that the government's going to come in? Do you think that maybe the entertainment industry is going to clean house? No, it's going to be from citizen, civilian, activists, and journalists like yourself with firsthand knowledge. And where do you go? You go to people who know the industry. Names, the people who come forward and say, this is what happened. Let me tell you something. Something has changed in this world, Sean, and I would like to think part of it is with, I think, President Trump. You may disagree, but for the longest time, we just never talked about kids. Just never talked about them. Oh, we kind of pay lip service. But more and more, there's talks about predation, pedophiles, people who are, be careful, but people who are predators, people who practice child predation. And it's wonderful and it's refreshing. It's a new zeitgeist. And I say, keep it up, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Lionel, we're almost at the end of our segment with Jaguar and Big Homie. Do you have any questions?
Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for them?
What are your friends telling you? What are people in the industry telling you?
I was recently offered some money today not to talk on this platform today.
Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Are you being told, if you know what's good for you, keep your mouth shut? Let it be. Let it be. There are bigger people involved in here than you can understand. You don't want to get involved in this. This has been going on a long time. You don't want to get involved in this. Be careful. Don't. There's a lot of folks out here stepping on toes, right? Or they're going to say, you're crazy. That's my favorite. You're crazy. Because remember, you only take flack when you're over the target. When you're onto something and you're 100% correct.
Wow. Okay, that's the end of that. When you on the target and you're 100% correct, that's when you start getting a lot of pushback. That's true. It's a lot of truth to that. When I'm doing my research, man, this is the things that I really like. Jaguar is in her heart and her soul when she knows she's right. When she knows she has the information and you know how it should be, she jumps out there. She runs stop signs, different things like that. And she have every right to, because she believes in what she believes. But what she believes in is positive. That's what I like. I can see if you running all over the place trying to tell somebody some bull, but she has a passion for these big wigs. She talk a lot about Jay-Z. Jay-Z stays so quiet. His stuff is so sealed. There's hardly, for lack of a better word, there's hardly no dirt out there on him. So everybody think that, but when it comes out, Jaguar gonna be like, I tried to tell y'all. Big homie CeEE said the same thing. I've been saying this for years, bro. I've been saying this for years. Because of him and his stories and what he was saying, that's when I found out that Busta Rhymes is attracted to men. Charleston White is saying that Ludacris, how he got his deal. Cat Williams is saying how Ludacris got his deal, bending over for men. There are men that will do anything, even with women. I mean, it don't have to be man on man sex. If you have a sexual drive to say, you know what, that lady right there is so fine, good God Almighty, and I'm talking from experience. Oh my God, I'll do anything. I got this money and everything, and name your price, baby. $2,000 or $3,000. Shoot, just for one whole night with you, because this is my fantasy. Yeah, that's crazy. Is that right or wrong? She agreed for the money. I didn't do anything. Nothing happened. They was of age and everything. So I'm thinking, even though that's selling, but back then I ain't think it was nothing wrong. She agreed. She could have said no. I could have kept my money in my pocket. I was satisfied. She was satisfied. In fact, I gave her a tip. So is that right or wrong? But we're talking about deceiving the public, and y'all supposed to be gangsters and all this stuff, and all. Gangsters don't do that. Gangsters don't do that. I'm sorry. Gangsters do not have man on man sex. Not my gangsters. Not the gangsters I know of. I done say way too much. I done talk too much, so I'm gonna get on up out of here. Hey, let me know if you're into Let me know if you was in UI ender. This is only like 30 minutes. I think that's on the restart. Yeah. I'm gonna get on up out of here. Y'all take it light, take it slow. Tell them Uncle Mike told you so. Peace out.